Hey, YouTube, Rich McCall Serpents. How is it going? Today we're talking Kalatoa Super Dwarf retakes. Hey, remember to like and subscribe and share and ring that bell and do all that cool YouTube stuff. Thanks. All right, so this is Monkey. This is my male Kalatoa Super Dwarf Retic, and I am far from an expert on these guys. I'm definitely not a John Cashman. I am definitely not a Garrett. If you guys have any really in-depth, intense questions, those are the guys to go ask about these, because I've got two, and I've raised them both from pups. I've had that experience of raising them from pups all the way up to breeding, but it definitely doesn't make me an expert. So this is my male. This is produced by John Cashman, and John imported his stock from Indonesia. Total legal importation before the door on importation closed on those. That makes this an F1 baby, and just very cool. Neat snake. Big feeding responses. Inside the cage, I wouldn't just stick my arm in there ever with these guys, because they would go after me. But once he's out, he's totally fine. As you can tell, he's very mellow, in fact. It's probably a little chilly in this room, so he's totally getting warmth off me at the moment. Super strong. I'm always impressed by how strong these snakes are. And, I've got balls and a couple species of boas, milk snakes, corn snakes, all the normal stuff everybody else has too, right? And even when they're babies, I can just tell how intensely strong these guys are. Just massively strong in comparison to those other snakes. Really strong animals and gorgeous. This is the base wild pattern from pretty typical from what I've seen looking at photos of everybody else's for Kalatoas. I really love the white spots, the ocelots, the floating white spots on the side, just gorgeous. I'm pretty sure my camera is not good enough to pick up the iridescence coming off these, but they've got a pretty decent iridescence. I can see it in the lights that I'm using right now, but like I said, I'm not sure that camera's good enough to actually pick that up. This guy weighs about 2,100 grams. The first question out of everybody's mouth: how big do these guys get? And so this, like I said, this is an F1 pure Kalatoa, 3.5 to 4 years old, breeding adult male, and he weighed 2,100 grams this morning. And as you can see, just looking at him, I'm guessing he's about 5 feet long. I mean, he's curled around my hand. It's pretty hard to to get a objective length on him, but I'm gonna guess he's 5 feet long-ish. You look at him, you be the judge. So very cool. Like I said, he's totally handleable outside of the cage. The female, she's in our store. She's she's pretty intense. That female is, but he's pretty cool, isn't he? I just like these guys. Very aware of the surroundings of their cage. They watch you. They're very intense. Lots of movement in the cage. Just very cool snakes. And you know what? But here's something that just came up with this guy for only the second time since I've got him. He started face pushing. And so face pushing is exactly what it sounds like. If you don't know, it's when the snake wants to go where snake wants to go. They're trying to get out of the cage, and they shove their nose into whatever corner, and they start pushing intensely right on the tip of their nose. I don't know why he's decided to do it in the last 2 weeks or so, but he has. The first time that he did it, it was actually last fall, and I assumed that was because he wanted to mate. And actually, I took that as a sign that he was actually ready to mate, was when he started doing that. And sure enough, when I put him with the female, and they totally, they mated and they did their thing, he stopped. He didn't do it when he was in the cage with her, and he was in there for about 2 months. He didn't do it when I put him back in. So yeah, I figured he got out of the system. So he started doing it again. So I'm not quite sure if, it's spring. We've had a weird spring. Well, it's a normal spring for the Bay Area. Our temperatures are popping up and down. We've had an 80-degree day, and then a 50-degree day, and then a 40-degree day, and then an 80-degree day. It's been like that. I'm not sure if that triggered him that he wanted to mate again, and it's what he's doing. I mean, obviously he wants to go somewhere. Why, I have no idea. So let me show you real fast what I'm seeing there. There is his nose, and that's from face pushing. And the answer to this is I got to get him a different cage. That's the obvious answer. And it's kind of too bad because the cage is fantastic. It's a really nice animal plastics 48 by 18 with nice glass sliding doors and the whole shelf, the whole deal. It's a really nice cage. And what he's doing though is it's got the glass sliding doors. They slide together like this, right? And so what he's doing is he's getting to the juncture there where the glass doors are overlapping, and he's shoving, trying to get in between them to get out. So, like I said, the answer is to go get him a whole other cage. Anyway, it's 2021 at the moment. We're still in COVID times, and you know, you guys all know what cage times are. It took me 6 months to get my last cage. You know, so I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna, you know, I'll probably have one ordered. It's just a question of how long it's gonna take to get. Big Jim may have to come talk to you about a cage, bud. So anyways, that's my male. That's Monkey, my male Kalatoa. Very cool, huh? All right, so we'll go check out the mama, and then we'll go check out the babies. I have no idea why I just winked, but I winked. I really don't know why I did that. You know, for some reason, as I show you the mama here, I kept saying that the cage was 24 by 48. It's not. The cage is actually 48 long, 30 front to back, 24 high. So use that as you gauge the size of this female. All right? Awesome. So this is my female Kalatoa, and yeah, she's eating. I don't usually do feeding videos, but she's a monster eater. So there's my hand. You can see her size compared to my hand. You know, I just weighed her at 4,100 grams, and she's probably 7 feet long altogether. It's hard to tell. The cage, this is a 48 by 24 by 24 big old cage for her. And there's your little head holding on to that rat right there. So I apologize if anybody's offended by rats being eaten by snakes. Don't worry though, it was not alive. It was not a live rat or anything, but there's her gorgeous body. So this is a Travis Cubis produced female. My understanding, this is also an F1 from his line. My understanding is he imported his snakes from Indonesia back in the day. And I got this girl in 2014. She was born somewhere around June 1st, 2014. So she's going to be 6 years old, you know, the next month or so. And like I said, 4,100 grams. She laid the eggs back a couple months ago. I got her back on food. I believe in slow, steady feeding. So I think she looks good. You guys tell me. And she's nice and round. She doesn't look, you know, super thin or anything. And again, oh my gosh, I'm just beautiful, active, vibrant snakes. Very, very cool. I'm not gonna let her roll me though. She, I don't know. She's got the yellow look to her, which some of the Kalatoas has, as opposed to the much darker look that my male has. Just a cool snake, doing her thing. So you can't really see the rat, so that's a good thing, I guess. For people who don't like to see that kind of stuff. But, so like I said, maybe 7 feet long. We come from a different angle just because now she's more stretched out. You can kind of, so again, that wall, that's a 24-inch wall. So that gives you the a way to measure her length in your own head there. And I love, by the way, this is the animal plastics. Very nice animal plastics cage. I like the shelf a lot. They use the shelf a lot. And just cool. Very cool. I think she's kind of gorgeous. Big girl. I dig her. I just find you have to keep her occupied some other way. And you know what? I did all the stuff. You know, I watched all the videos that say how to tame your retake, and I did that. I handled her daily. You know, I would touch her with the hook right before I brought her out and all this stuff. And then when she was about 3.5 years old, it was like a switch got thrown. And she started to react to everything. There's her little head. Yeah, buddy. Oops. I'm watching her, not aiming with the camera. So there she's about to eat that rat. But so like I said, I don't usually do feeding videos, but there we go. This small rat. All right, we're gonna let her have her meal now. There you go. Bye, buddy. All right, let's talk babies. Let me show you this guy. There you go. He's even gonna look at you. Get him up there. This little boy He's actually going into shed. You can see that in his eyes. This will be his second shed already because he's been eating just absolutely fantastically. This little guy. Gorgeous, gorgeous baby, huh? So let me tell you about my adventure incubating retic eggs. So these are my first Kalatoas, my first retics. I've done all kinds of ball pythons, but I've never done any retics. And so I got this little guy. I'll get him up here since he wants to perform for you. I'll get him up here, moving around and stuff. And so if you watched my videos, my earlier video on this, you know that I split the eggs into 3 different incubation boxes, one of which was, there were a couple eggs that had no veins. And, you know, hope springs eternal. No vein eggs don't usually go anywhere, but, you know, it's just space in the incubator, right? So I just put them in there. And sure enough, 2-3 weeks into it, they started to mold and get all yucky. And so I tossed them out once I was sure they weren't going to go anywhere. The other 2, one was up high in the incubator, and one was across and down about 3/4 of the way in the bottom of the incubator. And I'm the king of redundancy when it comes to my incubator. That's my dog Max there making noise for me. Hey, Max. Anyways, king of redundancy in my incubator, right? And for that matter, all my systems with the snakes, I've got redundant stuff all over the place. In the incubator, I've got extra thermostats. I've got extra insulation on it. I got an extra power system and an extra battery system hooked up to that incubator. So if power goes out, because, you know, California crappy power that I got going on here, you know, stuff is going to keep going despite PG&E. And I didn't have one system backed up. One single thing I didn't have backed up in the incubator, the fan. Yep, I did not have the fan backed up. And then the fan started to go bad. Now, as I say this, I have a hot box incubator, 48-inch hot box, fantastic incubator. I have incubated hundreds of eggs at this point in that incubator. It's been fantastic, but it's also been running nonstop 24/7 for about 6 years because I breed year round. And even at times where I've got to the point where I don't have any eggs this moment, I've got another snake about to lay, so I have just left it on. So it's been running for 6 years. Fantastic incubator. It's just a very long time it's because of the computer fans is what they're using, and that's a long time for that to run continuously in a warm environment. So you know how fans are. They started making noise. And so that's when you know a fan's going to die. And I thought, all right, I got to get this fan replaced. And then I didn't do it. I thought, do it. And then I didn't do it. And then I walked in there and I realized that the fan was off. And the most it could have been off was make 48, maybe 72 hours at the most, but probably about 48 hours from the last time I know for sure I looked in the incubator and everything was cool. And until I walked in there and the fan was off. And that is the only thing that happened during this incubation. So you know where this is leading, right? So I had the 2 split eggs, or 2 split egg boxes, that is. 1 egg box, perfect, fantastic. 5 eggs in that box, all came out right on time, right perfect from the first one slit into the last one slit, and was 12 hours. And boom, they popped right out. This is one of those from that box. This is one of those. You know, they all ate. They look fantastic. In fact, some of them are just like psychotically wigglers, mind you. It's just very exuberant snakes, right? Quiet. I know. Quiet down. That's Brooklyn over there making noise. She's upset about the eggs too. So anyways, the second box just went to crap. It was lower down. All I can think of that probably happened was that there was a hot spot down low because the fan was off. And the upper box just remained perfect in the zone for the eggs, and the lower box got too hot, probably. I don't think it got too cold. Because the fan is the only thing that happened. And why would one set of eggs go and not the other? They were set up exactly the same. They had basically the same amount of eggs in them. So that one went completely crap. They all died except for one who came out, and she came out with no eyes. And that no eyes is often an incubation issue, right? So that's what happened. I ended up with 5 perfect, 1 with no eyes, and I lost the rest of them. And totally just kick yourself in the ass in 2020 hindsight. It's my fault, right? Why didn't I not just switch the fan out? And you know why? Because Amazon is covered up in fans. There's a bazillion computer fans on Amazon, and they're cheap. It's like 20 bucks. So now I bought like 4 of these, so I got backups, and I even, I replaced the one in the actual incubator, because even an idiot like me can do that. It's pretty easy. And I put a second one in there in the middle of it that just circulates the air around as a backup. And I went as far as I bought a whole other incubator, which is coming soon. I actually was going to need another incubator, but it helped me pull the trigger faster on the next incubator. But I bought a 60-inch hot box, which is on its way here. It's actually in FedEx right now, coming this way. So that's what happened. So I've got 5 fantastic little guys and girls. And now I'll tell you, this is where the retic people are going to laugh at me probably. So I know all kinds of ball python sexing, right? You just grab them, and squish, and the honey beans come out, or they don't. You got a male, you got a female, you're done. Occasionally you got one who, wiggles a little bit, but most of the time they're pretty easy. These guys, this guy was pretty calm. It's one of the reasons I'm using him for the film right now. This guy, very calm. He seems to actually be enjoying his little field trip here. They range from him to just completely psychotic. So even he wiggled a bunch when I was trying to sex him. But one of them, especially one of them, who I think is a female at this point, but she's just going crazy, wiggling all over the place, and she's pooping on me, and she's peeing on me, and she turns around and starts biting me. She's like biting me repeatedly and stuff. That was an absolute joy to sex that one. Like I said, the retic guys are probably all laughing at me at this point, but so I go back in about a week or so and recheck to make sure she's a female. I don't want to do a bunch of all at the same time and stuff, but it's just, males are easy. If having beans pop out, you got a male. With a female, you got to double check. At least I always double check, especially when this thing is going all crazy and it's pooping on you, it's peeing on you, biting you. So look at this guy, isn't he gorgeous? And I still haven't made my decision about whether I'm keeping everybody or selling any of these. So there's a couple people who have asked, and I have a little list going. I just haven't decided yet, so I apologize for dragging you along and not giving you an answer, but, I only ended up with the 5, so I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. But I'll get there. So here's this guy, and I'll go ahead and give you one last look at this guy, and I'll show you a couple more of them. All right, let me go show you some more of these guys. All right, here's the other male. He's not in shed. This guy's a little bit smaller. You can see his color's a little bit better since he's not in shed. Pretty cool, huh? Oops. Like I said, the other one, he's the calm one. And this guy's not too bad, but you see how active he is? Look at how gorgeous, right? Just gorgeous snakes. I really like these guys. Sniffing at you. I'm not sure if that's even going to get into focus. He's getting too close to the camera, huh? Let's do this real fast. Let him just wiggle through my fingers. He's going for the lights up top. Trying to climb. Oops. Let me get my thumb out of the way, huh? Ain't he gorgeous? I like him. Pretty little guy. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Nice. Let me see. I'm probably not going to bring out Psycho Girl because this is stressful on her as it is on me to get bit all the time, right? But I'll bring one more out and show him to you. Yeah. Just moving. Very cool. All right, so this is one of the little girls. Now, this is not the one that's the most wriggly psychotic girl. This is one is she's getting there too. She actually's already bitten me once. As I'm getting ready to show you this video. See if I get my hand up here without her tagging my hand. There you go. She's doing pretty good. I'm very surprised she hasn't pooped on me yet. This one's a pooper. Pretty little girl. Look at her. Just nice, huh? Very cool. She's ready to go though, isn't she? Yep, there she goes. Yep. She isn't nearly, like I said, she's not nearly as frisky as the most frisky of these girls, but this one's up there. Just pretty though. As long as she's trying to bite you guys and not bite me, I'm okay with that. That and she's not pooping. Very cool, huh? So there you go. That's my retic clutch. My first ever retics. That's pretty cool. Cool experience. Can't wait till next year to try this one over again and have a better outcome. Looks like this one's going into shed too for the look of her eyes. This one's smaller. Notice that, just a little smaller. So, oops, did you just bite herself? I couldn't see. Couldn't see right there. Just cool snakes. All right, folks. Talk to ya.